It's coming from the feel that this ain't exactly real, or it's real, but it ain't
21
exactly
past the hour.
from the war.
So, yeah, conservative columnist for New York Times, Russ Douthat, or however you pronounce his name, and I don't care. Ross, not Russ. Douthat. Douthat. Do that. Anyway, he had an op-ed several months back called "More Babies, Please." You know, when we have a birth rate on the planet, not in this country, but on the planet, that is just not sustainable. So obviously, a conservative is going to call for more babies, as he says. If the U.S. had higher birth rates, we would have an edge against, his words, aging rivals around the world. Anyway, birth rates are dropping. They've dropped precipitously since the onset of the recession 6 years ago, to the lowest since 1920. In just the last 6 years, the lowest since 1920. The total fertility rate of American women, the number of children they will bear in a lifetime, fell to 1.9, the lowest in a quarter century, well below the 2.1 children per woman needed to maintain a stable population. Now, there are multiple causes for this, of course, as Eduardo Porter points out in the Times, including less immigration from Latin America, where women tend to have more children. But perhaps the biggest factor affecting families' decisions to delay or just not delay childbearing or just not have children, or to cut back on their number of children, or even, like I said, forego having babies entirely, is the cost of raising them, either in money or in the value of a woman's time. After more than a decade, Eduardo Porter writes, of stagnant incomes, many families stressed by the rising costs of providing an education to their kids appear to have concluded having children is too costly. Now, there's plenty of evidence, if these right-wing half-wits want it, plenty of evidence that government assistance to families increases fertility. France's generous child subsidies, for example, have been credited with lifting that nation's fertility rate above 2 from about 1.75 in the mid-1990s. A study in Quebec found that increasing benefits to new parents by 1,000 Canadian dollars increased the probability of having a child by 16.9%. Aren't these fun facts? One study in Sweden traced its higher fertility compared to other Scandinavian countries to government programs like paid leave and subsidized daycare, which made it easier for mothers to work. So, as we progress through the program tonight, I think we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the programs that the Republicans have destroyed and continue to destroy, not just in North Carolina, but across the entire country. I've said before that there are two defining characteristics of Republicans. They are liars and they are cowards. In not necessarily in that order, but probably to equal degree. Liars and cowards. So when they advocate for children, what they're advocating for are, I don't know, Republicans are advocating for the continuation of pregnancies. They're advocating for fetuses. They're advocating for undifferentiated clumps of cells that have become precious to these sick bastards. Once that undifferentiated clump of cells differentiates itself in countless ways, and all of a sudden, poop, out pops a baby. Well, then, that's different. Then the kid and the mom and the dad, if both parents exist, are on their own. We don't subsidize irresponsibility or laziness. So, once again, Republicans display the fact that they are liars and cowards. And I might add hypocrites. That's kind of goes with the liar part. But liars and cowards. That's a lethal combination no matter what the topic is being addressed. If it is being addressed by someone who is both a liar and a coward, then whatever is being said by that person has no value whatsoever, and unless it's negative value, unless it's a value to distort and destroy. So, have more babies? Right. Absolutely. We'll be right back.